did I dream? Oh, little did I dream. Oh, little did I dream. We all
saw everything in its context, and you saw both sides, you'd be like, okay, well, okay. You wouldn't think it was like, a champion, but you would be like, well, okay.
Well, I was just saying, equating him saying that about Chris and the camera cutting off. It's the same.
Totally different.
No,
It's
not
totally different.
They're actually about the same.
You are intelligent. You are very intelligent.
They were going back and forth.
You are very intelligent, Olivia. Stop. There are clear differences because we can laugh.
That wasn't my comment.
No, we can laugh and ha about something simple or something not tearing you down. Like, do you really felt that what he just did tore you to shreds? No. But come on,
I personally don't. Now, someone maybe who was a guest or something, I don't know.
Would probably feel like that was very.
Come on, making a jab at somebody, making a jab at a woman,
I'm saying
that she's a slut. Let me finish my thought. Saying that she's a slut on a whore and that every dick has been in her vagina and she possibly has STDs and she needs to get checked is way different than saying, well, you should. That the camera's probably telling you something. You're a little bit long-winded there.
Who was it on
Clear difference.
Who was it on this
Clear
side?
difference.
Who was it on this side said that you can be funny without talking about somebody? Who? Who was it?
Shit, it wasn't me.
Who was it? They don't want to admit to it now?
No, I don't. That's not what I said. So if you're going to quote me,
that's what I'm asking.
That's why I don't know what you're talking about.
What did you say?
What I said is, like, if you want to be funny, make fun of yourself. You don't have to tear someone else down.
Okay.
And so, like, what his comment. So if we want to really be clear, because you keep bringing up your comment about you. No, I'm going to be clear because Olivia, you said, Chris, you're long-winded because you told Olivia she was long-winded and she was like, Chris, you're long-winded. So this is a recurring theme that you're long-winded. So that's why I laughed. Not because he was tearing you down, but because everybody is making references to you being long-winded.
So thank you for making my point. It is about the wittiness in which the point is made.
So
you can try to say that we only laugh when it's about ourselves and that's at that point in time. But you reacted to someone making fun of someone else, and that is the point that I'm trying to make. Don't act like we don't do this in our society, whether that's a white man, whether it's on SNL, whether it's on NBC, whether it's on Queen's Court. We're not going to hold these black women to a different standard to say that they can't talk about other black women when the principle. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's a really good point. But see, my point of the matter is, oh, hold on, we got guests. What's up, guys? This is your boy Chris June. I'm down here at WTT Radio. Got a new radio show coming out called Last Call with Chris June. I want you guys to make sure you download the app at WTTradio.com and make sure to tune in for all of these hot topics that we're discussing. Like the hold on. Wait, no, hold on, because I wasn't finished, okay? So my point being is...
I think it's just important. I always, if I'm dating somebody, I always tell them, I said, you. Do the things that you would normally do with your friends. Of course, we're going to try and have some time together as we're getting to know each other, but I want you to maintain your individualism. When we get a little bit deeper into the relationship, or like if we get engaged or something like that, I mean, then we can figure out how the friends are going to factor into our relationship. But until then, I think maintaining your friends are fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you have to, if you don't want people to be friends and you know one person and you know the other person, then don't introduce them, because after that point you want to have control, and you can't do that. You can't control people and what they feel. At the end of the day, if they really have a great connection and they could
I kiss my dog.
I don't kiss dogs.
I don't.
Not doing that.
Have you ever kissed a dog?
No. That's preferred. I prefer not.
It is very hard here, yeah.
Alrighty then.
How's the trip? The plan for the trip is good. We got a lot of people going.
It's a third.
Talls versus the smalls.
Third sold out already.
What movie?
5, 4, 3, 2. How are you doing out there in YouTube, TV land, TV world land, wherever you're watching this on the internet, however you're watching it, I don't know. How are you? Welcome to Culture Clubb. Welcome to A Connection TV, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. Like we do on every show, we're gonna say our names from our right to our left. That's my baby. Come here, boo boo. Aww, hey Pookie. That's my boo boo. My boo boo. You're gonna say your name and one person that you fantasize about. The name of one person that you fantasize about.
Jesus.
Sherrod.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sherrod, aka S. Dot, and I fantasize about weathers. I fantasize about...
You fantasize about what?
I have a good imagination.
Who do you fantasize about?
Don't let them have to imagine.
Okay, well, y'all don't know anyway, but
Are you drunk?
no, I just didn't want to say who I was fantasizing.
Bold and blunt.
OG Robbie on Instagram.
OG Rabbit?
Robbie on Instagram.
Robbie.
Okay.
So now we gotta go find out who OG Robbie is.
I'm looking at it right now.
Well, I'm Larry. I'm Larry, and I fantasize about my future self. I think about my
Yeah, that
future
would be
goals.
correct.
Get on my nerves. Don't he?
What? I do.
You know damn well what he was asking that you had to.
That's what he was asking.
He said, who do you fantasize about?
All right. So my name is David, and I apologize in advance because I don't know this young man's name, but the brother is gorgeous. It's the guy on Grownish. Anybody watch that?
It just started, didn't it? It just
With
started.
Chloe and what's it called?
Which guy?
Her like
Her boo, the one she was like, and
he's
these are the
so
roles.
fine.
Yes, okay,
He's
he's
beautiful.
cute. He is a cute guy.
So yeah,
I wouldn't fantasize about him, but
we know your reasoning. But.
My name is Wesley, and I fantasize about. Oh Jesus!
Everybody.
Not everybody. Everybody doesn't deserve to be fantasized about.
As you got your chest open.
Because I'm hot. Morris Chestnut. That is my go-to fantasy
very
guy.
long teeth. He has very long teeth.
My name is Tony, and actually, I'm fantasizing about Wesley here with
His titties.
So yeah, no, I'm playing.
I
I fantasize about
Just like
Will Smith.
Good answer. Will Smith is so sexy to be honest.
Oh, now you speak.
So corny.
I spoke before.
My name is Olivia, and I just sat here for like a good 15 minutes to try to figure out who I would say fantasize, because I don't fantasize about anybody.
she always
I
turn
fantasize
on
about
asexual
myself.
on this.
Like I do, like not my. I mean, there's no fantasy. I was like, but maybe I would fantasize about this woman or that woman, but no. I fantasize about my future self. I think I'm gonna do that one.
Oh Lord
They
Jesus!
get on my nerves.
Y'all want to sit together?
We already did.
Mm.
Hater.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I probably fantasize the most about my future self.
See?
Truly. And I think the reason why I can't pick a particular person, I'm just gonna be 100% with y'all, is because Instagram, every time I turn around, it'd be somebody else. It's somebody new, somebody popping up. It's just always like, it's hard for me to like, versus like back in the day when I had my Usher, what was it, 8701 CD, I was like, it's about you, baby.
Ready for this backlash, but I agree with Chris.
Of course. You're on a regular scheduled program.
Nothing's changed. Welcome back.
And what is your name again, sir?
My name's Levi Eric. I don't have anyone in particular that I'm fantasizing about at the moment. I'm constantly thinking about bettering myself.
See?
Yeah, like Chris was saying, you scroll on Instagram, you see 50 hot people just like by taking 2 minutes of scrolling. And then when I do have like actual sex dreams, it's usually about people that I don't even know. Just dream people.
Let me just say, you can fantasize about yourself in your future, and you can have the sexual side of that fantasy too.
And that just shows
it
you
doesn't
what
take
level
nothing
of maturity
away
you're
from
in your life at that moment.
No, it
Because we
doesn't. Because you
fantasize
have
about
sexual
somebody.
fantasies like every human being in the.
Right.
Well, you're making a blanket judgment that every human being in the world has
Okay,
sexual
next.
fantasies.
Well, but so it's not either or. They could both
They can both
coexist.
exist.
That's what I just said.
You did, but you said it in a way like it's your tone about it.
You can
and
have
it
a
was
fantasy
like,
about yourself and who you want to see.
yeah, the tone was kind of like a dig. It was kind of like a dig-ish. It was like, well, y'all are trying to be so above board. It's like that's what I choose to present.
I
That's
can't
who I
tell
am.
how y'all take. I said what I said.
Fair with the offset.
Sherrod, what makes you better than the next person?
What makes me better than the next person?
Mhm.
Because, my confidence. And sometimes I do feel like I'm the shit. And I'm always going to feel that.
All right.
Okay,
Larry.
but hold on. You were just talking about
But that
how unconfident you are with your career.
Shit.
Well,
Shit, go
I
ahead,
said,
Levi.
I said,
Spill it.
I said,
Really, baby.
I never said I wasn't confident. I never said that because if you was listening, I said I'm good at what I do and how I do it. I said I just didn't like when they said, "Oh, you're only good for that," so you wasn't listening.
Well, that does still talk about shade.
No, it
That's
does
still
not. No, it does not. No, it does not. Because I never said I lack any confidence in anything that I ever done. I just said I was sick of people talking shit as if I can't do anything else besides take it in the ass.
Oh my God.
Sucking balls.
DOA.
But we're not gonna take the mic. I'm not gonna take the mic.
Right,
You don't need to take the mic. I'm just
I'm gonna
saying.
give you the mic.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna give you the
Because I
mic.
never said
I'm gonna
I
give you the
lack
mic.
confidence. I never
Yes,
said
well,
The
indeed.
Lord works in mysterious ways.
Well, go ahead, Mr. Larry. What makes you better?
Nothing makes me better than anybody. I don't feel like I am better than anybody. I think we all have equal talents. We're individuals, so it's not better. It's just,
Different.
Different.
I agree with Larry. I will never be so arrogant as to say I'm better than the next
Well, that's a
person.
judgment. Don't judge the people who do think that now, darling.
I said
So-
I
questions like what are
Hold on, wait, was that a
traits are?
We can't.
So that
No, I just said me
Okay.
personally, my opinion, right? Just-
Well, I don't think that everyone can do what I can do. And so there are some things where I'm better than the person to the left of me and to
Thank
the
you,
person
Wes.
of the right and probably a lot of people on this panel.
I think that's-
And I think that has a lot to do with my entertainment base and what I do as far as film and editing and directing and writing. So yeah, there are some things that I am better at than some others. But yeah, next.
Now, when you say that would mean you're doing the same things that they're doing, or you're just good at what you do.
Better is the key word.
As he has his
But that's if because if I were to do what you were doing, I probably would be better.
Did you drink at the same time?
Well, that's good. I mean, it's always good to have confidence. It's always good to have
I'm
confidence.
just saying.
Thank you.
Okay.
You know what? I'm really good at being me.
All right.
There we go.
All right. So basically, what he said is that everybody to his left are not real and authentic in being them, because he's better at being himself than the people to the left.
No, I'm good at being me myself.
I can't be him, so I'm glad he can be him by himself.
Look at
Damn.
Did you say?
What's next?
Next.
I can't be him. I think this is hilarious.
So go ahead.
My man just said that he could do everything. I don't know if you caught the read. Let me get you to read back just in case if you didn't get it. He said that if he did what you did, he still would do it better than you.
I acknowledge his confidence. I acknowledge his confidence.
I just wanted everybody to hear the read.
But we all know the truth.
That I had heard.
We got some cocky
I feel like you
motherfuckers
can't
on
knock
the internet.
nobody's confidence if they say, well, I can do it better. Then okay, it's all about action, baby. Prove it to me.
I'm saying that I don't think that I am better than anyone else. I don't subscribe to that idea. I think that I do things that are wonderful, and I think that there are other human beings that do things that are wonderful. And shout out to everybody's strengths and shout out to everybody's areas of opportunity.
I feel like I am only in competition with myself. I think it really behooves you to think about what the next person is doing. And I've seen a lot of downfall and issues with that because everyone is just comparing and like, how well am I doing to the next person coming down my timeline, and what are they working on, and what's the quality of my work in comparison to them. I think do your due diligence, know what your weaknesses are, what you need to work on, know what you struggle with, and be in competition with yourself.
To quote Willow Smith, happiness comes from 0% comparison and 100% personal experience. From her new album, which is really good. Have you guys heard that? Willow? No. Willow Smith has a new album. It's really good. Yeah. And she has an amazing voice. But yeah, I agree with Olivia, with Chris, and with Larry down there.
So, the Queen's Court. Does everybody watch the Queen's Court? Oh, everybody's excited about this. Everybody is excited about this. What is Facebook Live?
Oh my God.
It's with T.S. Madison and Kaya, and they basically do gossip news and roast people.
Yeah.
I was a part of a DM group on Instagram.
On the docket.
No, I might be after this. I don't know, but they reposted or something. And I think it was the video about Toya, whether it was going in on Toya Wright and Regine, aka Resume, and blah blah blah, all of that stuff that I was saying. And I watched a little bit of it, and I was just let down. I was let down by it because there was nothing entertaining. To me, there's nothing entertaining about watching black folk bring down black folk. There's nothing entertaining about watching women bring down other women. There's nothing entertaining about that because there's no reason for me to ha-ha and kiki with you when you're just breaking someone physically or verbally breaking them down. And the reason why I took myself out of the group was because it was met with a lot of LOLs. And this is a group of other YouTubers and other vloggers. And a lot of you guys have asked questions about why I took a lot of my content off my YouTube down, because I felt that it held no value. And a lot of the comedy videos and skits that I did were bringing people down. So that's why I took it all down. I feel that we live in a world now where we laugh and we can sit there and watch T.S. Madison and Kaya just rip people to shreds, and it's okay because we're calling it comedy, because we're laughing, and I just don't see the value in that anymore. And so my question to the panel is, when I said, does everybody watches Queen's Court, everybody was like, yeah. Like,
everybody wasn't like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I just heard a lot of hooting and hollering, and it didn't sound like.
But come on, first of all, we need to be nimble enough to be able to exist in both spaces.
Not really.
Yes,
okay,
I mean,
we don't watch movies like that.
Because I only see a few of the episodes, and the only ones that that were just like streaming, like going on my timeline, were when they were going against Toya and they were going back and forth with Toya and Regine Carter. Here's the thing. Both Toya and Regine Carter have put themselves out into a public eye. They have said whatever it is that they say, so they're allowing themselves to be in a position where if someone has an opinion about them, someone has an opinion about them. Now, do I agree with either side? No. Am I nimble enough that I can be entertained by some of the shade that goes back and forth, and I can be like, and I can do a chuckle? Absolutely. Come on, we can't just be so, fight the power all the time and not have a space to just kind of like
laugh.
Just ease up a bit. Was she talking about things that were valid that Toya and Regine Carter would? Yes. That's why it was funny.
Call your daddy.
Right. That's why it was funny. Come on.
So we'll go down the line. We'll go down the line. You ain't missing. The question is, Why do we as a people find entertainment value in gossip news and or roasting of others?
I'm sorry.
Right, yeah.
No, because I was. Go ahead.
Yeah,
no.
Larry.
Why do we find value in gossip news and entertainment and roasting of others? Why do we find that to be comedic or entertaining?
Because it's just, I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of people take things so seriously that when stuff like this comes to the forefront, it's like, it's just, I find it relaxing. I find it entertaining. I know, listen, I say that because...
But that's authentic.
Listen, I say that because there's a lot of shit in the world, like, oh, bombs, this and that. But when you get shows like The Queen's Court making you laugh and just, it's just taking a load off. And I feel like if you can't talk about yourself and laugh at yourself, then what's the point? You see what I'm saying? Like, what is the point? Not every day it has to be like, oh, well, Trump is doing this, da-da-da. I want, give me a mixture, give me some comedic shit. Roast me, I don't care. So yes, I feel like it's very important. Especially because if we can go see movies like that, why the hell can we not watch a blog show about it or a talk show about it? We go see movies that's talking about other black folks and degrading and all this other shit. So,
but it's not degrading. She's just.
No, I'm just saying. But it's just like, so why can't we just tune into the Queen's Court and just get a laugh?
You honestly sit there and watch Love and Hip Hop. I mean, it's the same shit.
Right.
Well, I don't subscribe to that type of TV. Like I don't.
You don't watch Love and Hip Hop ever?
Never. None of that. I'm sorry. You can ask anybody who knows me. I don't. David, what did I say when he said Queen's Court?
He said, "What's the Queen's Court?"
What is the Queen? I was like, "Is that a TV show?" Because I don't know. I don't watch it.
We gotta be nimble enough.
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying I don't subscribe to it only because like what Wes is saying. I do feel like it goes too far. So what happens is people watch it and then they some people are nimble enough, but some people internalize it and then that's how they behave in the real world. Like they take these things that are like in safe spaces and bring them into their space, and then that's how they interact with their community. And I mean, like I've lost friendships over that because I don't subscribe to that type of behavior. Like you don't have to put somebody down to be funny. Like if you want to make fun of something, make fun of yourself. You know, when you say we have to be able to laugh at ourselves, laugh at yourself. You're not laughing at yourself. What you're doing is you're taking other people's weaknesses and displaying them for your benefit. Not okay for me.
Okay, so for me, it's just entertainment. I'm not taking it that serious. And it's interesting, Wes, that you're saying all these things, but when we talk about the monkey shirt, you're like, well, I know I'm not a monkey, so it doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. So why can't you take that same approach as something like this?
My name ain't Toya
But, no, the reason why, are you finished? Because then I'll... Hey guys, I want to let you know about my event happening in August. This is a quick little message to interrupt the Culture Club video. I am throwing an event in Fort Lauderdale called Be Men in Hot Lauderdale, a place and party where men can be men. It is going to be at the Grand Resort and Spa. If you follow me or have been following me, you know that I love this freaking hotel. It is off the chain. You see there that David is the face of the event. Check out the website at eventsbywest.com. There are 10 exclusive reasons why you would love this event over any other event. We have a plethora of options for passes, the VIP pass, the guest pass, and the grand VIP pass. That is the resort right there. Look at that guy. Doesn't he feel happy about receiving his massage? There are so many opportunities and great advantages to coming to this trip. It's going to be exclusive and it is a private event. So definitely you will need to get your passes in order to enjoy. Once again, check out eventsbywest.com, eventsbywest.com. There's a pool party, there's the penthouse jacuzzi party. You'll be meeting a lot of people like Cash and some other socialites that grace our timelines. And it's just going to be a fun experience. The resort is right on the beach. It's very cost effective. You guys will love it. So once again, check out eventsbywest.com.
Well, I don't want to interject. I don't want to interject. So I was also going to say some of the best comedy comes from like pain and people's like downfalls and things like that. It's always been like that from the end of time. from the beginning of time. Sorry. So this is, I really don't see it as too much more different than that. Yeah, some of the stuff they're gonna say is gonna bother some people, but it's all about controversy, publicity for the people that are getting roasted, really, when you think about it. And it's a lot of this shit is funny. I mean, I don't know, like, I'm done.
Okay. So when I said that I wasn't offended by the shirt, that was a valid statement. And I'm not offended by what they say because they're not talking about me. What they are doing are talking about legit specific people that they're naming in the community and ripping them to shreds. When you can sit there on your platform and suggest that someone has STDs and that they need to get checked and that they're fucking and sucking and that's all that they're doing, as Kaya was talking about Trina, that's when it's like, that's not ha-ha funny. That's terrible that as a black woman, you're ripping to shreds another black woman. I don't see the entertainment value in that whatsoever. I don't see the entertainment value in suggesting that we don't know who Toya's father is or Toya Wright's baby daddy is or whatever because she's fucking this person and fucking that person and fucking. That's not ha-ha funny. And it makes no sense for them to be talking about that. That's none of their business. I don't care if Toya has a picture of her belly on her Instagram. Why are we concerned about who fucked her? I just want to know why. And then that's her response. It's just entertainment. And that's what they always say. They always use that word alleged. And they always use that word as just entertainment. But it's not funny. At least to me, it's not funny.
Would it be better if she teared down people, not of the black women?
She shouldn't. No, we should not tear down anybody. When I watch Saturday Night Live, I don't really laugh. I don't really laugh at all. Like a lot of the comedy movies, like Girls Trip, it was hysterical, and the reason why I laughed is because they made fun of some of the stereotypes that happens in the culture. They didn't say, oh, this specific person has an STD and she has HIV and she needs to get checked. That's not fucking funny. Like if I sit here and be like, oh, Levi has STD or he has gonorrhea, ha 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 ha, he's probably passing it to David. That shit is not funny. It's just not funny.
Chris, actually.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I don't find the value in that. And to your point, I do feel that because we are black, because they are black, and because they are women, they should be more aware of what they say.
So you're
and how
holding them more accountable than
once again, in the beginning of my statement, in the beginning of my statement, I said I was in a group of vloggers and other YouTubers that also do that, and I unsubscribed to the entire group that's filled with black men, that's filled with other women. What about your boy Nunu? Nunu doesn't do gossip news. Maybe, and if he does, I don't watch it. Maybe if he does, I don't watch it. But I know that Nunu does a lot of scripted content, so.
Not anymore then.
So, but yeah, I don't find the value in it, and I think it's terrible, and I think we should stop doing it.
Interesting.
So you don't watch Wendy Williams?
I do watch Wendy Williams.
Right.
Oh God.
She's the queen of tearing shit up and tearing people down.
Not as of late. Not a lot of the videos that I watch.
She has a whole section. What is it? She's like the gossip news or hot topics. It's a whole section. She's like a walking people magazine.
So once again, I will say,
right.
So once again,
that's what they get paid.
I will say this specifically because we want to be specific and say Wendy Williams. In the last 5 videos that I watched of Wendy Williams and Hot Topics, she didn't say that someone had HIV. She didn't say that someone doesn't know who their baby.
Specifically, but she
didn't say that someone doesn't know who their baby daddy is. So I'm speaking specifically to that.
On people.
Okay, well I haven't seen those videos.
Wow.
Next.
Okay. The whole time when she went in on Nicki Minaj.
I'm surprised that you like that type of entertainment, that you find
because
that
I'm nimble enough that I can exist in both places.
The value.
You're saying finding value. There is no. I'm not saying that there is value or there isn't value. That's what you're saying. What I'm saying is that I'm nimble enough that I can have a break, and I can just be like, this was a little funny. I can be nimble enough to do that. That this was funny. That was funny, and now back to work. I don't have to just be like, it's all about work all the time. That's called being a balanced person.
A lot of individuals aren't balanced.
Then that's not my fault. I'm not talking to them, and I'm not talking about them, and if that's what you do, that's what you do. But I'm nimble enough that I don't watch Kaya every day like I don't watch Wendy Williams every day. Like, who I listen to every day would be probably Karen Hunter. Like, that's who, or Jason Johnson, or Joe Madison. That's who I listen to every day. Do I have moments where I'm going to watch a Wendy Williams clip on Hot Topics? Sure, why not? I mean, because I can be balanced enough.
I just think that we can do better in what we decide to put out there, and we basically.
Why is it we have to do better? Why isn't everybody got to do better?
That's we. That's the we. Like, as Oprah wasn't just specifically talking to black women. That's the we. I'm talking about everybody as a whole. When I say we, everybody as a whole. We just some of us,
especially being a black person, bringing black people down.
When I was speaking in terms of specifics, I was being specific. Tony.
It's Tony's turn.
You know, I think that in the society that we live in, is as good of people that we try to be or we want to be, it's kind of hard to get away from everything. So yeah, we tend to laugh at things that we probably shouldn't laugh at. I know I'm guilty of it. I've seen some things that I'm like, wow, that was really fun. I shouldn't be laughing at that, but I still laugh. So I think, you know, if you don't like the content, turn away. Don't watch it. Keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, freedom of speech. Everybody has the right to put out whatever content they want to put out, and you have the right to watch whatever you want to watch. And if you want to watch it, you watch it. If you don't want to watch it, turn it off. Keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the freedom of speech aspect. I think that you can pretty much say what you want to say. Now, I would say, like, when it comes to a lot of reality stuff, people put a lot of their business out online. If you're going to live in the limelight, then be mindful of that. You know, Beyonce, for instance, has figured out later in her career she don't want to put out a whole lot of stuff. So therefore, it's not going to be a topic of conversation. If other people don't understand that they live in an entertainment industry and nothing is off limits when it comes to entertainment, then that's just going to be the case. I think that, you know, we have a lot of people from different demographics who make fun of people and they make money off of it. In the same regard that, you know, you feel like people who do porn shouldn't feel shamed as well, but that doesn't necessarily give you any value in itself either. You know, might get you a good nut, but I don't know too much about value and like anything of that nature. So
back to the original question, which is why, and I think the answer is Schadenfreude, which is taking pleasure at the expense of other people's pain, which is, I think, there's a way to find a balance, or, for example, in multiple ways, Olivia done said nimble about 10 times. So I was about to make a joke about her being a deer, nimble as a deer, which could be, you know, kind of like making fun of her a little bit. A gazelle, yeah. Kind of making fun of her. But, you know, it could be funny. You might be a little, like, offended, maybe, probably not. But, you know, that's some slight shade that I could throw at you for a laugh. But then, you know, you can take it too far. I don't watch this show, but they're talking about people having HIV and getting checked, you know. I don't know how they went about it. I've never
go into the video where she's talking about Trina and how she's been fucked raw.
She's going on Trina.
They always say that Coochie's been in the gas chamber.
I mean, everybody knows she don't like Trina anyway, so you already know.
So yeah, that sounds like it might be taking it too far. So you just have to like find the balance and then draw the line for yourself. Like Wes, you drew the line. You're like, these old videos that I did, I don't feel comfortable anymore. It doesn't make me feel good the way that I was talking about people or putting people down, so I'm going to take those videos down. So you made a conscious decision, you were able to draw that line, and I think that's what people just need to do.
Exactly.
You just need to reflect back and be like, okay, I took this too far, this is too mean, whereas, okay, this calling Olivia a gazelle is funny and it's not going to hurt her feelings.
It's, you know, we get so like hard on our values, but then, you know, David makes a quip about the camera going off on me, and that that should tell me something. And Larry busts out laughing, but he doesn't watch when he's court. So at the end of the day,
the difference there is you're not talking about your children though. When you start talking about people's family, like if
they talk about Reginae, of course
Reginae was the one who started the conversation.
As an adult now,
so if you're asking me a question, let me answer though. Pause. So if what I'm talking about is he said, oh, she's been having sex with everybody. If you don't know her baby's father, like that baby is a person. I don't know. I don't watch it, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, when it comes to people's family, no matter what, it's like some things are just like not. Some things are.
You gotta go both. Okay, Larry. I love you enough.
I'm just saying.
I love you enough to know that if you saw everything in its context and you saw both sides, you'd be like, okay, well, okay. You wouldn't think it was like, a champion, but you would be like, well, okay.
Well, I was just saying, equating him saying that about Chris and the camera cutting off. It's
totally different.
No,
it's
not
totally different.
They're actually about
come
the
on now.
same.
You are intelligent. You are very intelligent.
They were going back and forth.
You are very intelligent, Olivia. Stop. There are clear differences because we can laugh.
That wasn't my comment.
No, we can laugh and ha about something simple or something not tearing you down. Like, do you really felt that what he just did tore you to shreds? No. But come on,
I personally don't. Now, someone maybe who was a guest or something, I don't know.
Would probably feel like that was very.
Come on, making a jab at somebody, making a jab at a woman, saying that she's a slut. Let me finish my thought. Saying that she's a slut on a whore, and that every dick has been in her vagina, and she possibly has STDs, and she needs to get checked, is way different than saying, well, you should. That the camera's probably telling you something. You're a little bit long-winded there.
Who was it on
Clear difference.
Who was it on this
Clear
side?
difference.
Who was it on this side said that you can be funny without talking about somebody? Who? Who was it?
Shit, it wasn't me.
Who was it? They don't want to admit to it now?
No, I don't. That's not what I said. So if you're going to quote me,
that's what I'm asking.
That's why I don't know what you're talking about.
What did you say?
What I said is, like, if you want to be funny, make fun of yourself. You don't have to tear someone else down.
Okay.
And so, like, what his comment. So if we want to really be clear, because you keep bringing up your comment about you. No, I'm going to be clear because Olivia, you said, Chris, you're long-winded because you told Olivia she was long-winded, and she was like, Chris, you're long-winded. So this is a recurring theme that you're long-winded. So that's why I laughed, not because he was tearing you down, but because everybody is making references to you being long-winded.
So thank you for making my point. It is about the wittiness in which the point is made.
So
you can try to say that we only laugh when it's about ourselves, and that's at that point in time. But you reacted to someone making fun of someone else, and that is the point that I'm trying to make. Don't act like we don't do this in our society. Whether that's a white man, whether it's on SNL, whether it's on NBC, whether it's on Queen's Court, we're not going to hold these black women to a different standard to say that they can't talk about other black women when the principle of the issue is that everybody talks about people and we find entertainment value in it. So I don't like when people try to say we don't need to be tearing down this. If you're not mad about anybody tearing anybody down, don't be mad about one demographic doing it to that portion of it.
Because I'm pretty sure we tore Trump down. So it's
Well,
I agree.
I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. It gets to a point when you realize that going back and forth is unnecessary because you're on both sides. You represent the head, he represents the tails, whatever.
We nimble.
Flipping the coin.
Represent the tail.
The ass.
Like, that's real fucked
West
up.
word, not mine.
No, I mean, T.S. Madison, you know I love you, you know I respect you, I interviewed you, I think you are a wonderful person.
I think it is a comedic show.
And she
Shout out
loves
to
it.
Kaya.
She loves it.
It's not that I love it or I don't like it. I mean, I'm not going to
It's a great show.
But I'm not going to do what you're doing right now and tear it down. Because the thing that
I'm not tearing it down.
You just said I'm coming for Kaya. Come on, don't do that.
No, I'm just saying what we don't need to do. And I named every specific instance where she didn't need to say
so you're
what she
coming
needed
after
to say.
her for coming after other people. You see how that there's not an issue with that?
So what would you do with $350 million?
Oh my God.
You're coming at her for coming at other people. So if anything, you are doing somewhat of the same thing. You just choose to do it a different way.
That's what I'm saying. I can watch it because at the end of the day, she has to own whatever it is she did. They got kicked out of the Candy Tour because they were talking about people, and they can't elevate but to a space because of the stuff that they're trying to do. In the same regard that people who do things in their past can't get past it because you have to own everything that it is that you do. So if you don't want people to have particular opinions about one demographic which struggles with holding on to that same value, don't be mad at Kaya and them for getting their coins for the level at which they're in.
Don't do that.
I'm not mad. I just don't find the entertainment value.
Okay.
That's all.
Well, sometimes, you know.
How do you get over a broken heart, Sherrod?
Ask me, wait a minute.
How do you get over a broken heart?
I guess I'll just put energy into other things, or try to anyway, because I've had my heart broken. So, you know, I'll just try to find an outlet so I won't really, you know, be so much focused on that. But honestly, I've never really gotten over getting my heart broken. So I think that's why I kind of just, you know.
Okay. Larry, how do you get over a broken heart? I know you're married now and everything is great.
Oh, no, I've had my heart broken before.
Okay.
It's like nothing.
All right.
I mean, I think everybody's had their heart broken before.
Do you remember?
Do you remember?
Do you remember
Of
the
course
time?
I mean, heartbreak comes in different ways. It just depends on how you look at it. Like, I mean, there was people that I loved that just wasn't interested in me in that way. So that's a heartbreaking too. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship that you have. I think time helps, but sometimes you just gotta move on. Like, find a way to move on, push past it.
Well, I don't think there's any specific way. I think there's things you can do to keep you distracted until that healing process kind of kicks in. I would say for anybody that did have their heart broken, whatever you were sort of like missing out on during that time where you were trying to invest in this one individual, go over those things, go for your goals, and secure the bag, and that always helps.
I would say find something that motivates you and pushes you in a positive direction outside of your emotional imbalance with that concept of love with the person that you're interested in. Focus on inner self and building that so that you can move forward.
So have you ever had your heart broken?
Plenty of times.
Oh no, what?
He talks about it.
Okay. Right. Tony.
My grandmother used to always say,
he's a Scorpio, so he's been breaking some hearts, y'all. Okay.
Tis true.
if you get your heart broken, you just find somebody else to get in the arms of. That's all.
We know why Chick-fil-A, if you don't know why Chick-fil-A
I know why Chick-fil-A
as a black man that is very well educated and about that life in these streets, you don't know why you shouldn't have some Chick-fil-A?
I don't, because
I just eat it because
Chris,
it's
finish
good in
the
my
thought.
buds.
Okay.
All right, we got 7 minutes and then we'll be done.
Okay. So I think that you should really take your time when you get to know somebody and see them in all those different facets, different emotions that come natural to them, different environments. I was listening to the radio and I heard this guy who was a life coach talking about you should watch people like when you go to the zoo. You should watch them like in their natural habitat and see how they are. And sometimes we commit ourselves to people before we've seen them in those different realms and environments, and we say, well, when I need you to come to a party with me, this is how I need you to behave and know that I'm still with you and chill. When we go out together, don't get too drunk because, that is not a good reflection of our relationship, or oh wow, you really get upset. Like, this is our first argument. We're 5 months committed into our relationship. I didn't know you got that upset. Those are things that you could circumvent if you had taken a lot more time to get to know somebody. And then the change thing is what happens when you just recognize that that person is not really going along with my life. Now, to Olivia's point about like I can present an environment to you for change, I think that if you continue to do what you're supposed to do in your life, you do have the ability to inspire somebody. I know that from getting a good friend or being around a good friend, that how much power they have to be like, oh, show me how you did the Airbnb thing, because I'm trying to get into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really kind of inspire someone, but to actively try to change someone you can't do that. That's not within your power scope.
I don't think it's within your power scope to do. I think there are certain situations like Tony brought up where it is, if you care about someone and you're friends with them, or family or whatever, you care about them, there are times where I think it's an obligation as someone who loves that person to try to change their behavior. If someone's going out smoking meth every night, selling their body to afford more meth, that's a behavior that needs to be changed for the better of that person so that they can keep on living. There are, and there's no real like argument against that.
Well,
like,
I'm a backslider, y'all. So pray for me.
I can't.
No.
Y'all didn't get that joke.
I got it.
I hate you.
They over me on that side of the table. Go ahead.
No, I got it.
Okay.
it's hard to say when it's okay and when it's not okay, but I do think that there are situations. But the original question is, why do we try to change people? And I think it's because we care about them. We want to see them. I'd like to think it's because we want to see them live better. But you just have to keep in mind that your idea of what's better for someone might not necessarily be their idea or someone else's idea of what's better. But then there are the situations where, like, chill out on the meth. That's hard to argue with. Like, that's better for you. It's better that you don't do meth. Like, it's hard to argue against that. So I think it's just like being aware of the fact that you can't change everything, that you shouldn't really try to change people, especially on like for the smaller things, which I think is what this conversation is really about. But there are these larger, like, life-threatening issues where it is your obligation to step in and actively try to change destructive behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, to close off this episode, I'm going to ask everyone to let the audience know one thing that you like about yourself the most and why. Starting with Levi.
My creativity. Or the way that I'm able to express myself, I have a capability of jumping into different characters and living through them in the moment, and that's something that I love to do and something that I think I'm decent at doing.
All right.
Yeah. I would say my lack there of fear to be divergent, which is also something I said in the first episode, that in order to be genuine, you have to be divergent. And I've been in positions where people have like challenged how I am and who I am and all I'm around, and I like fell into that just to be cool, just to want to like be funny and stuff. And I realize now that like I am who I am, and that's not going to gel with everyone. I can't take everyone with me.
All right.
That
was intense.
I hate you.
So if you guys want to hear, if y'all want to hear me uninterrupted, you can tune in to WTTRadio.com and listen to me on the Last Call Show.
Yes.
Because the camera don't like me, folk don't like me today. That's okay though. I'm not going nowhere. But yes, I do. I like the fact that I can be, myself, even when people are laughing at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you, baby.
No, I'm not saying that you are.
Because I'm not.
Olivia.
I love the fact that, like Chris, I'm divergent. I like to call myself the amalgamation of sorts because I can exist in many different places. Why? Because
she's nimble.
There you go.
I think it's my ability to be self-reflective, being able to look at myself from an unbiased eye and see the areas that I need to change.
I think for me, the ability to constantly grow and evolve and become better is how I see I should be for myself. Not staying stuck in a position that I was, in a mindset that I was 2-3 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 5 years ago. I can always elevate. Every day I'm learning, and I can soak it in like a sponge and accept it.
I would say my strength, not just physically. I come to figure out over the years I have the ability to go through things and come out better pretty consistently, so I really like that about me.
I have to say my drive. I'm very persistent. If there's anything that I want to do, I do it. I create a plan and push through.
I would say I like the fact that I'm not afraid to take risk. I like to try different things, whether or not if they work or not, I don't care. You know, just the fact that I did it, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm proud of myself for that, so.
I want you guys to understand that although everyone on this panel we're diverse, we all come from different backgrounds and different personality traits and so forth and so on, we can come together, discuss, debate, share opinions, laugh, get upset, you know, and all of that, but then walk away once the cameras go off. We're still ourselves, we're still real and authentic to ourselves, and we can still appreciate each other in that atmosphere. So that is the whole purpose and mission statement behind Culture Clubb. And hopefully you guys appreciated and liked this particular episode. And I'm trying to understand everyone's point of view. You know, be as open as we try to be here on the show. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Love you.
But you was with us, right, Jay?
Yeah. So you try to pick me. Oh, you know I'm right here in Camp Creek.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you just pick me up tomorrow.
I'll text you later today. See what you got going on.
All right. I love y'all.
Who you got going on? Who you got going on? Right.
Chris, it's so good to see you. I love you
too.
You know that. All right, I love all of y'all. See y'all later.
So precious. Yes, indeed. So y'all got y'all Jeremy fixed. I know y'all really wanted him to be on, but that's what's going on. See, so it's always love behind the scenes. Y'all be trying to bring up drama and shit. Ain't nothing wrong with nobody going on. But anyways, I don't think we're gonna resolve this. What you had a question before Jeremy came in?
No, we resolved it.
Okay. Well, here's what I'll say.
Okay.
I thought in my mind, dating was going out on a appointment setup. Like, okay, we're gonna go out to eat this night.
Interview.
We gonna go. Okay, then I'm gonna take this one out to eat. Then I'm gonna take this one out to eat. No, what I'm finding out that dating is Netflix and chilling, hanging out with their friends, cooking dinners,